Appreciate being able to address you and communicate with you directly. I know this is kind of our new normal, having to do it virtually, but it still is a way for us to communicate and keep you in the same loop and on the same page as we move forward. So a couple of things I want to talk about, finishing up first semester, then moving into second semester. So first of all, as we finish up our last week of the hybrid schedule next week, I want to let you know how much we appreciate your cooperation and your patience as we shifted into that hybrid model based on the number of cases and quarantines we were seeing, but also based on what we thought was going to happen over the Thanksgiving break. And we did see a surge in some of our cases, and having half of our students on campus at a time has definitely been able to keep those numbers lower and manageable. And so we appreciate you doing that. We know you had to come up with childcare during that time period, and we do definitely appreciate the fact that you guys were willing and able to do that. So then we'll move forward with one more week in the hybrid plan, and we'll go into our holiday season, and we look forward to that. And I know you guys are looking forward to that as well. When we return, that's going to look a little different as we go into second semester, and we've made a couple of little tweaks that we want to make sure you guys know about. The first thing is students were scheduled to come back on Wednesday, January 6th. We've moved that date, and so students will now return on Monday, January 11. So what does that week prior look like? Our teachers are scheduled to return for planning on January 4, that Monday, and we'll stretch that planning week out, and we'll have planning all week that week, from the 4th through the 8th. Now keep in mind, if you're a virtual student, the 4th and the 5th, you have your end of course exams at your respective high schools. And we'll still keep that schedule because that's something we worked out with the state. But that will give our teachers a week to continue to plan, finish up with first semester, and begin to look at second semester. So on that Monday, January 11, when all of our students return, they will return to 5 days a week instruction in person. That's what we did the first 13 and a half weeks, and we did a fantastic job. So we're moving back to that level of instruction. So I wanted you guys to hear that directly from me so that you could begin to plan for that. Now, we will continue to offer the virtual option. We have a number of students who have been virtual throughout the first semester, and we want to make sure you have that option as well. We're just going to ask you to reach out to your respective building level administrator and let them know sometime between now and next Friday that that's what your plan is going to be as we move into second semester. We'll continue to offer that as an option because we know there's still some anxiety and trepidation out there. And until we get to a point where there's a vaccine or we're beginning to see those numbers decrease across our district, across our state, and across our nation, we know that you guys will want to continue to have that as an option, and we want to make sure that we provide that. We want it to look a little differently, though, because we found that a lot of our students are struggling with that virtual option, and we want to make sure that they're being successful. And so I want you to reach out to that principal, have that conversation, and make sure they know what your plan is. But everyone else, when we get to second semester, that Monday, January 11, we're going to be right back in the buildings 5 days a week. Now, keep in mind, we went through what will end up being 3 weeks of a hybrid plan. We developed a cohort A, a cohort B. We know what that looks like now. And so that is always a possibility based on cases across our state, across our nation. So we're prepared for that now. So we've proven that we can do the in-person instruction. We did it great. The mitigation efforts at our buildings and what our teachers and staff were doing was fantastic. We had a little bit of a hiccup there, and we moved into the hybrid as we got into the holiday period because we didn't control where people were going and who they were around and potential exposure. As we come out of the holidays, we feel like that adding that additional time will give folks who are quarantined or are positive over the holiday period a time to get out of the quarantine or to begin to feel better prior to coming back to school. So we're hoping all of those pieces work together to create the safest environment for our students as well as for our faculty and our staff members. So I wanted you guys to hear that from me. I want you to know that we're planning hard for second semester. We look forward to finishing out first semester successfully and then moving into 5 days instruction when we return to school on Monday, January 11th. I hope you guys have a fantastic holiday. I'll encourage you to continue doing those things with your family and your extended family that keep you safe. Socially distance, wearing a mask when appropriate or when you can't socially distance, and making sure you're aware of your circumstances and your surroundings so that you're not potentially being exposed, or if you're a contact, or if you're positive, exposing someone to this virus. We still need to continue to work together. As long as we're doing that, we're going to continue to make progress and we're going to continue to be successful. So thank you again for giving me some time. I hope you have a great holiday season and we look forward to seeing you back Monday, January 11th.